You have to turn the camera around for a second.
Welcome. It is Saturday morning, so you know it's time for another live edition of The Extra Point. As you can see, we are already in Saturday morning mode. PL Culture in the house. The First Lady of Sports, Tasha T. Sizzle, is in the house. How goes it this morning, Tasha?
It goes. I've been giving boy a bath. We've been moving the washer and dryer, getting behind. They're basically doing a deep spring cleaning per se,
Okay.
even though it's still winter. We're just
Okay.
getting it done.
All right, getting it done. Good deal, good deal. Now we're going to get it done for you today. If you want to get caught up on all things pig skin, got a heavy football slate for you today. Looking forward to it. Tasha, we had some breaking news overnight that you sent me and just really just jacked up my morning. So I really want to just get this over and done with. Now, according to T Sizzle, who sent this to my chat, the Dallas Cowboys and Jerry Jones have a new head coach. His name is Brian Schottenheimer, the 10th head coach in Cowboys history. Brian Schottenheimer, this will be his first head coaching gig after several stints as an assistant coach. Jerry Jones, even in his presser last night and speaking with the media, called Brian Schottenheimer let me get this right, a career assistant. That was the words used by one Gerald Jones, as you affectionately call him. Now, as you can expect, Tasha, the reaction was quick and visceral on social media, most notably Des Bryant, who went bonkers after he saw the news and hit up to his Twitter account. Tasha, let's get your reaction. What was your reaction when you saw that Brian Schottenheimer was named the head coach of the Cowboys?
I said, I thought they got rid of DEI and inclusion.
Please explain.
Okay, I'm sorry. If y'all don't know out here who are listening, Brian Schottenheimer is the son of the late, great Marty Schottenheimer, who never really, kind of got it done, but he was always considered one of the best coaches in the league. Mm-hmm. Jerry is true to his people to a fault. Because if you just said yourself that he's a career assistant, why did you hire him to be your head coach? And out of all of these head coach openings, no one has interviewed him. No one else wanted to interview him.
Right. That was, Tasha, that was one of the first things that stood out to me. And I was like, Brian Schottenheimer, I don't remember his name being in any other
anything. So, it's like Jerry just basically lied to our faces. Every time I try to give them the benefit of the doubt, some shit happens.
Right.
I thought you was all in, Jerry.
Right.
And did he even satisfy the Rooney Rule? Did he even interview a coach? He didn't officially interview Dion, a black coach.
He didn't, but he satisfied that with your always bet on Beige, because they brought in Robert Saleh for a little sneak interview, a little in and out the back door type deal. So, yeah.
Okay.
Well, you get him back in San Francisco as your DC.
I mean, yeah, hey, we get him back because I DC, so I'm good.
Right.
Good.
I think that's a good marriage for both to bring that relationship back together. Tasha, I'm gonna keep it real with you. As a Cowboys fan, I would rather they exhume the body of Daddy and prop his ass up there with a headset and a clipboard than Brian. Now, yes, Brian was the offensive coordinator during one of the more productive stints with the Cowboys offense, specifically with Dak Prescott. And he is said to have a great relationship with Dak Prescott, but I don't give a damn about no great relationship. I really don't.
But some coaches only need to be assistants.
Right.
That just may be your craft. You may be good at specifically the offense or specifically the defense. Like, right. What's your boy, Cliff Kingsbury? His name is being floated around, because of everything that he's doing when it comes to Jaden Daniels. But did y'all not look at the fact that Jaden Daniels is talented too?
Right.
So, a lot of these assistants and, shouts out. I'm glad, you're getting your opportunity, whoever you are. But some people are better served as coordinators.
Tasha, I'm kind of glad you said that, because you just brought something to mind. Jason Garrett, Wade Phillips, Dave Campo, other coaches that Jerry has promoted from the coordinator position in the past that really didn't have any skins as a head coach, and it turned out to be kind of disastrous. Now, Mike McCarthy wasn't a disaster, but it wasn't a success either. But at least I could justify that move because he had some skins on the wall.
Well, I mean, the thing with Mike McCarthy is they just couldn't get it done in the playoffs. They
Right.
were not ass under Mike McCarthy. And then you had a
Right.
few, down to the last second offensive calls that should have been made, a couple of timeouts that possibly should have been taken.
Right.
But I'm not going to put that all on him. I mean, you can't keep living off of that one Super Bowl because if that rule go for Mike Tomlin, it goes for him too. You can't keep living off of that one Super Bowl. But right. I just don't think McCarthy was that bad of a coach. He just couldn't get it done when it counted.
Right. And that's the narrative with a lot of people when you're living in dynasty eras, like with Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes basically dominating the Super Bowl the last 12, 13 years. It's interesting to say the least. Got Cowboys fans checking in. Good morning, Shamika, Nicole. Curious to get your thoughts on Brian Schottenheimer as the new head coach. I want to go back to something that you said just a second.
Wait a minute, y'all. I'm sitting on an exercise ball, so if y'all see me do so I won't fall. I didn't want them to be like, what is
okay.
Oh.
I wasn't going to ask. But like you brought up coaching cycles. Mike Vrabel, Bill Belichick, Deion Sanders, Aaron Glenn, Ben Johnson, some really hot names that were out there. Hell, Pete Carroll was even back in the coaching carousel. He would take the Raiders over the Cowboys. Is this?
He got daddy issues. He ordered.
Now, see, a Cowboys fan. Am I supposed to have any? Exactly. Like I'm in a position right now to where I'm like, how do you sell this for the offseason? How do you sell this for the future? You dangle Deion in front of me. And then you give me Brian Schottenheimer.
But y'all were fools if y'all actually believed Deion was leaving. I told y'all he wasn't going to leave.
Don't do that.
He has too much coming in, and I told y'all he wants to build his name, his brand, and he won't be able to do that in the NFL.
He could do that with the Cowboys. This sounded like Midnight Rock.
He can't get his NFL license and issue stuff with Prime on it. He's making money in Colorado, and I'm going to implore Colorado to open up that purse a little bit.
To go down in the change purse. Good morning, Denise. She says, ain't nobody dangle Deion nowhere. Don't do that, Shamika. Like, don't do that. Send that to the inbox. I told y'all he was not leaving Colorado. See, this is another problem of mine, Tasha. Do you think that Deion question? I mean, I'm being serious right now. Do you think that Deion told him no, or was this another headline grab by Jerry Jones just to stay in the news?
I mean, I think it was a headline grab by both because you know what do college coaches do? Take other interviews when they want to raise.
Right.
And also, Jerry is, like I said, he's going to keep the Cowboys names in our mouths no matter how much we love it or hate it. And that's what I keep trying to tell you and Mike. Jerry wants to win another Super Bowl before he passes, right?
I believe that.
This ain't it. This ain't it. So Jerry right now, he'll tell y'all tell us all day to our face. I want to win a Super Bowl. I want a Super Bowl. Jerry's promoting his brand. That's all he's doing at this point because you can't honestly look at me in my face and tell me that you're going to win a Super Bowl with Brian Schottenheimer. Now, maybe he knows something we don't know. Maybe Brian will start, get his dad's ashes and make him a little tea and put it on his face like Simba.
Well, Daddy.
Right. Whatever he's doing with Dad, I just don't see it.
I don't see it either, and neither does Soul on Sports. He says Jerry Arkansas Jones is not going to hire a brother to coach his team. If y'all didn't catch that, go Google. Go Google Jerry Arkansas.
Look, it's the fact that I sent Paul that photo of him outside that school.
I said he was scouting.
And I said he wasn't. I said he was joining in. That's when we found out the boy's name was Gerald.
Right. I think he was scouting. Now, Joe hadn't told no lies. The Cowboys never had a black coach in their illustrious history. Um, Never. Good morning, Christina. I need the bio on this new dude. Who is he even? P.S. Morning, Christina. Good morning, Georgia. Hope you all are doing great down there. See, that's the problem. Christina's a Cowboys fan, just like me, and we're both like,
You
who?
don't even know.
We're like, who?
Christina, he is a career coordinator. His father was Marty Schottenheimer, who is among NFL royalty when it comes to head coaching.
Yes. And if it was not for John Elway and a couple of crazy drives, he would have had a Super Bowl in Cleveland. That team was stacked. Good morning, Baby Cakes, a.k.a. Martrice Hastings, a.k.a. Stirred Up Gifts and Creations. Cowboy fan checking in. Edgar Espinosa, good morning. E-Double, what are your thoughts on Brian Schottenheimer? I feel like that, to Tasha's point, and y'all need to bookmark this because me and Tasha never agree when it comes to the Cowboys. But I got to take her side on this one. Jerry, you too damn old to keep playing these games. Like
he's not all in. I told you, he's lying to us. He is.
I feel lied to.
I told y'all last year he was lying because why would you wait to sign Dak the day of the game?
Right.
You didn't want to give CD his money.
Right.
Every good team needs a good defensive player, a good quarterback, and a good wideout. He got all three. Right.
You look, and they were homegrown. He says it's devastating. I am too, bro. I am too. It's like, all right, the McCarthy, to Tasha's point, and she's been cooking this morning when it comes to the Cowboys because this is true. I mean, you already had the parameters in place. You just needed a coach to get you over the hump in January. There were a couple of coaches. Hell, Mike Vrabel is one that was able to make chicken salad out of chicken. You know what, with that Tennessee roster. It was. I mean, there was a lot of injuries on that team, and he did really well. Ben Johnson. You couldn't money with Ben Johnson? You a gazillionaire. This isn't even talking about the salary cap.
And what is he going to do in Chicago?
You would let Ben Johnson go to Chicago when you know that you need somebody to work with your $60 million quarterback. This money doesn't even come out the cap, Jerry. This is all you. You got one of the most.
Jerry got that in his ashtray here.
Right. Now, Cowboys fans are in the house. She says, quiet as kept. We ain't going to talk about lineage jobs. Ain't the coach of your team, Tasha, a product? Whoa.
Wait a minute. Wait just 1 minute. What we're not going to do is drag the 49ers in here. My coach has coached his team to some Super Bowls. We ain't win it, but we've been to Super Bowls. My coach is bona fide. My coach can coach.
Hold on, let me hit retweet on that, Shamika. Let me hit retweet. I'm loving it. That's right. No, Cowboy Nation in the building.
Only thing I hate is when he was with the Falcons, he didn't run that ball, and he allowed them cheating ass Patriots to win that Super Bowl when it was down there in Houston. Shouts out to Tim for housing me.
Julio Jones was robbed. He was cooking. Now, this is something that I've been saying in the chat, Edgar, E-Double. I feel the real problem is Steven. It's not Jerry. This is a Steven call. Jerry Jones is a good man.
Do y'all really think that he sits back and lets Steven make decisions? I brought this up to you too a while ago. Who's running the team? Shamika.
That's right. She's cooking this morning and it's tasting delicious. Shamika.
When the last time y'all been, Shamika? Sips matcha tea.
Damn. I know I had her. I had her all over my head. But back to Edgar's point, man, this is Steven. This got Steven written all over because Steven is cheap. We know Jerry was spending the money before, they put him in a semi-retirement home and Steven and his daughter took the lead. I think it's something to that. This is some Steven junk, but Steven, if this is what we have to look forward to past Jerry, then just sell the damn team. I'm sick of this. Jerry only wants to win if he gets full credit.
Right.
If not, he's okay with losing.
Thank you.
I agree with the first part, but not the second part. I don't think he's okay with losing. I just think that he's stubborn as a mule, and he's hell-bent on winning a post-1995 Super Bowl his way so he can be exonerated from the whole Jimmy Johnson.
It's the fact that, us and the Cowboys have, I mean, we've gone 29, 30, going on 31 years of us not winning a Super Bowl.
Right.
At least the 49ers are trying to make changes because we
Right.
have gotten there. The
Right.
Cowboys want to do the same exact. It's the same script. All they doing is just flipping the page to a new day.
Right. And it's very frustrating. Ever since Steven has been involved, it's gone downhill, started with Dez. Steven is the chief. This screams Steven. Like Jerry, I think Jerry might be more of a figurehead at this point. He's kind of like Lady Eloise. She didn't really have no voting power, but she could still get Marcus to sleep with her.
Marcus.
I totally agree with Edgar on this. Now, Shamika's chiming. She says, what I was saying is that they give their kids these ups all the time. That is true. And the thing is, I'm gonna still support, and I'm gonna take a wait and see approach. But you ain't never had no head coaching experience. If I'm gonna take a coach with no head coaching experience, give me Johnson, give me Glenn, give me one of the up and coming young hot names, not somebody who's bounced around like Eric Bieniemy and never got a head coaching job. Go ahead.
And it's I want to know, when it comes to Eric Bieniemy and Byron Leftwich, it has to be more than them not interviewing well, because you see the product that Bieniemy could put out there on the field. So that's making me think, what exactly is it with Bieniemy?
I think he's a poor. I think he just might not have the goods. You got to change the name of American team. You might have to give it to KC.
But it can't be just about an interview when you know what the man can do. You know his work.
Yeah. Yep. Now, I think that this is where, and not to get too far off track from the Cowboys, but I think this is where the Rooney Rule will hurt you. If you're like Robert Saleh and you're the ceremonial token Rooney Rule interview, and you get passed around all these different organizations, nobody hire you. Now it's almost like, well, what's wrong with you? Well, all of these people interview you and you never get the job. You know, Aaron Glenn was the one who done. You know, he went straight from Detroit, got him a head coaching job.
I mean, but you know that he had a little bit of nepotism too, seeing how he was a former player.
Right,
so
and that's starting to be the trend now.
Right,
that's starting to be the trend now. We saw that Vrabel played with New England, and your boy in Houston, D'Amico Ryans, played with the Texans. So we're starting to see that trend. Cowboys fans is in the house. They said, might as well have hired Kellen Moore or kept Mike. I was so against hiring Kellen Moore, and now Kellen is looking like a great pick. He sure is. Now, I do need to correct something that I said last week, Tasha. Last week I asked you, was it foul that Jerry would block Mike McCarthy from talking to the Bears and then fire him? Okay, that wasn't what happened. Now, Cowboys beat writer Bobby Belt explained that his contract hadn't expired yet, and they were in the process of renegotiating, and Mike McCarthy didn't like the length of the new extension. So
and also what I found out too via Clarence Hill.
Good follow. That's a good follow.
He was saying how basically it doesn't matter who the head coach is. Jerry's gonna pick the staff anyway, and a lot of coaches aren't gonna go for that.
Tasha, do you want to hear one of the names that's coming up for defensive coordinator for this position, for this team?
I don't know if
Matt Eberflus.
How do I log out of here?
No, log me out, Tasha. Log me out. Matt Eberflus, are you serious right now? He had to be able to hold camera time. I ain't never wanted to hear Bieniemy talk no more. He could have been now. Shamika also said earlier that she's going to give this guy 3 games before she passes judgment. It ain't going to take 3 games. Lose the first preseason game, and we're going to revolt. Eric Bieniemy is too old school. These new players don't like to be yelled at. Hey, y'all see that Houston coach get pushed?
Yeah.
He's like, no, joke. Edgar, and we're sitting here with a San Francisco fan, a team that we haven't beaten in years, sitting here basking in our misery. This is a tough job.
I'm not basking in the misery. Again, see, this is why I need Mike here to pull these receipts. Y'all, Mike is a little bit under the weather today.
He is. Get well soon, Mike.
I have rooted for the Cowboys.
Never. I don't remember.
That's a patent pending lie. I picked them to win the division this year. I was rooting for them. I picked them the year before that.
You did. This is just like to have to talk through this with a 49er fan. Oh, see, you don't need no receipts. You don't need Mike. You got your partner in crime. I love it. Farrah, who pulled your chain this morning? Good morning, beautiful, by the
Hey,
way.
Sarah.
Well, who pulled your chain this morning? This is a travesty. This is a shamockery. This is come on, man. Come on, man. Kellen Moore does look like a better hire now. Like what are
Yeah,
you,
he does.
Shamika?
I'm sorry.
She
Take
can't
your
bask
time.
in nothing. Sitting right. That's true. She's right on that middle cushion right with us on the couch of despair. She's right. No, ain't no more talking to her. Like I don't want y'all to be cool right now. I don't like this. I don't like
If I
this.
could get a flight so fast in a couple of weeks, I'd be right there.
You
You
mean
know,
you mean
Farrah.
with me at the Super Bowl party? You mean with
Yeah,
me
yeah.
at the Super Bowl
No,
party
with
where I'm
Farrah,
gonna be?
I mean, I was gonna have to ride with you because you was my
Where
ride.
I'm gonna be?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Well,
Now
I could have just called Farrah and told her to come pick me up.
she's you can't nothing but death will keep me from her. All coaches get better when they leave the Cowboys. They can actually see I'm ain't nobody trying to hear that right now. We're down
I
right
mean,
now, Farrah. We're down.
but sometimes I do wonder what is it when you have everything in place that keeps you from getting over the hump? What is it?
It's a great question because let's keep it real. Jerry, we can even go all the way back to 2016 when he had the two best rookies in all of football with Dak and with Zeke. He's brought in CeeDee Lamb. He's brought in Travis Frederick. He's brought in uh, Michael Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence. We can even go back to the D Ware days. I mean, like he has put championship caliber players on this roster, and it still hasn't amounted to a hill of beans. The Cowboys now have the longest NFC championship drought. That's crazy.
It's coming down to me, it seems like piss poor decision making. Like, you
By who?
re-signed Zeke and he was
By the
out there
quarterback?
and right, like he had some weights tied around his waist. He wasn't wearing that belly out no more. I mean, I don't know how much Derrick Henry at this point would have made the difference. I mean, I don't know.
He didn't make the difference in Baltimore.
Well, we not.
But you told me it was the Titans thing that why he had no Super Bowl.
We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that.
We're gonna do that right now because that's a great segue. No, we're gonna do that right now, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to do that right now because we're about to transition into Championship Sunday, which is about 24 hours away. We're down to the last four teams in the NFL. But before T Sizzle gets you ready with her predictions and prognostications for the championship games, let's rewind for a second and talk about how we got here. Tasha, who had the more devastating loss last weekend, Detroit or Baltimore?
I'm only going to say Baltimore simply because Lamar needed to win this. Mm-hmm. Lamar needed to win this. He needed to win it more than the Lions did. Mm-hmm. And here I am, my brother and I, shouts out to my brother. He's on the road driving. Me and my brother got into a heated debate yesterday about Lamar Jackson, because it ain't gonna never be no Lamar nor no 4C slander when it
I think we may have lost Tasha for just a second. Now, Edgar says Detroit had the bigger, more devastating loss. I'm inclined to agree with Tasha, though, as far as Baltimore. The number one seed not winning a playoff game is pretty devastating. And shouts out to Solo on Sports. He had another victory celebration with Jaden Daniels, and we'll get to him in just a second. Hopefully, we'll have Tasha back here in just a minute. There's good cases to be made on both sides. But to Tasha's point, and we'll start there. Solo on Sports, Edgar, Farrah, Goon Squad, man, Lamar needed this win. Like, you can, okay, Tasha says she'll be back in just a second, but we got this, Goon Squad. Y'all, Lamar needed this win. Like you have the number 1 seed last year. You lose at home to Kansas City in a game where you didn't run the ball. You go out and sign Derrick Henry, who gives you 1,900 yards on the ground, and you don't even make it back to the championship game. To me, that is absolutely atrocious. I agree with Lamar's situation. He had to win. So what's the narrative now? Because a lot of people are trying to give him a pass for losing this game and blaming it strictly on Mark Andrews. I'm not going to do that today. Like, Lamar, you've got 2 regular season MVPs, could be a third one here in just a little bit, and you're not getting it done in the playoffs, bro. I'm not understanding that. Go Cowboys. I like to give them a chance, Cowboys fan. Hey, good morning. More DDIE. I hope I say that right. Hey, make sure you hit that subscribe. I'm a Cowboys fan myself. She's a 49er fan, so I definitely need some Cowboys fans on my side. Now, Tasha, the Goon Squad is kind of split down the middle. Now, okay. Edgar is saying Detroit. Jarrell saying number 1 seed not winning a playoff game is pretty devastating. That was a bad loss if you're the Detroit Lions.
I mean, Jarrell, I know you licking your fingers because that's your team.
Oh, but Farrah, speaking of your team, Farrah said yes.
Let me go back to my point. This is
go back to your point, but then address this.
I mean, my brother was literally on the road driving his truck, and we are just going back and forth. His thing was, he says, Lamar is so spectacular all regular season, but every time you come to the playoffs, it's almost like he chokes. Right. And this was my point to him. He's like, but Tasha, you can't tell me. He said Lamar had the fumble and the interception. I said, let me tell you one thing. I said, I'm not saying that Lamar played spectacular. But go back and look at all of his numbers. His numbers were way better than what's his name? The Bills quarterback. Jared Allen. My issue was totally on Mark Andrews, and not to pile on the man while he's down. Yeah, Lamar had all of those mistakes during the game, but Lamar did what he was supposed to do and got them back into contention when it counted, when it mattered. Mark Andrews dropping that 2-point conversion was it.
Game and blamed it.
Yeah, I guess we lost Paul. I don't know what's going on. Now it's his Wi-Fi. But what I'm going to say is I can't put that all on Lamar because Lamar did what he was supposed to do, which was get the team back into contention. That drop, that 2-point conversion by Mark Andrews made the difference to me. Lamar screwed up. Yeah, he did. But as an MVP, as a top-notch quarterback, he got the team back to where they needed to be. Now, everyone's like, oh, they had 1 minute and 30 seconds left or whatever. We don't know if Buffalo could have came back and could have won the game. We don't know. We all know what momentum is. A lot of people don't like to use the word momentum. But if that game had been tied with that amount of time left, we don't know what that defense would have done. That defense could have came in, could have stopped them, could have got a 3 and out, could have got them down for a field goal. We don't know what would have happened at that time. So let me pull up the script here, guys. Sorry. Wi-Fi is just a bitch, ain't it? Oh, I probably shouldn't say that because Paul gonna get me because I'm on here cussing. Oh, he said his power just went out and came back. Oh. He said, I can't believe this shit. That was Paul cussing, y'all, not me. Okay, so what was he? Okay, he said the most devastating Detroit or Baltimore. And which team? Okay, now his next question was, which team is in a better position as currently constructed to get over the hump next year? Now, you can still put your comments up there. Once he gets back on, he'll log up and pull up some of your comments. I still think Baltimore, as constructed, is better because everything is pretty much going to stay in place. You have Detroit, who is losing who lost Aaron Glenn, who's going to the Jets. Other coaches are getting interviewed. We don't know the stability of some of their players. If the players are going to be there next year, we don't know. So I'm just going to go off and just say Baltimore. And of course, y'all know I'm hashtag ABOB. I'm going to always root for Lamar. I love everything about Lamar Jackson. I love what he does for his community. He's a good kid. He keeps his nose clean. So I'm going to always just go for Lamar in that instance. Okay, and his next one, he was like Championship Sunday. We got Washington versus Philly and Buffalo versus. Oh, do you want me to go back? I got to your second question.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Tasha. I'll pick up where you left off.
I had that you said who was in a better position as currently constructed, Detroit or Baltimore. Right. And I said Baltimore because they're pretty much keeping everything. Detroit, you losing your coach, Aaron Glenn. You don't know if some of those players are going to still be there. Right. So I think the Baltimore Ravens can run this back one more year.
I think so too. And I just think that as far as Lamar, and I didn't get to hear your final thoughts on that. Good morning, AP Culture. I think that Lamar had drew a bad matchup because of the way the seedings fell this year to go to Buffalo. And to his credit, he did bring them back. I mean, Farrah said Lamar 100%. I'm not going to say 100%. I'm going to say
it's Mark Andrews. I'm going to say
Andrews, that, bro. Mark Andrews.
Exactly. That is my point. Well, you were gone when I said I had to make my brother understand. Lamar stunk it up a little bit but he got the team back where they needed to be when they needed to be there. Right. He drove the ball down the field. He got him in the scoring position. Mark Andrews just didn't catch the ball. And then you got people on there like that bitch ass. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. Chris Sims trying to put the blame on the throw. If you go back and look at the replay, that ball was right here.
Breadbasket. And you're Mark Andrews.
Right. And this is not the pal on Mark Andrews whatsoever.
No, yes it is. Yes it is.
But you cannot put this on Lamar when he did what he was supposed to do. But Mark Andrews didn't catch the ball. And then my brother's talking about, well, yeah, I see now why they deflated those balls in New England. Yes, because that ball is going to hit you differently when you are playing in that cold. But last time I checked, I think Baltimore is only 4 degrees colder than Buffalo right now.
Right. I'm not giving Baltimore a weather pass. And for your information, Farrah, my power went out and came back on. It was not.
I'm the one with the janky internet, Farrah, because I have 2 internets because the one downstairs doesn't work upstairs. My laptop was connected to the upstairs Wi-Fi.
Right. We just had a power surge here, and all my power went out and came back on, so my modem had to reboot. This must have been Jerry Jones because he knew we was on his ass. Now Jarrell is still not giving out a pass. He says, well, some of the bad losses by the Ravens early in the season cost him that seeding.
Yeah.
The Raiders.
The 2 drops in the first game of the season. What did I get here? Came on here cussing. You cannot drop those balls.
Right. Isaiah Likely with his big toe on the line.
Zay Flowers. You cannot drop those balls.
But Lamar, ain't nobody trying to hear that no more. You're in Dak category now. And I think Edgar said that earlier. You're in Dak category now as far as, come on, man. The Titans went into your house and beat your ass in 2019 when you was MVP. Kansas City came in there and beat you, and you had everything loaded up for bear in your favor. You go get Derrick Henry. He run for 1,900 yards. Did anybody see him in the fourth quarter of that game Sunday?
And again, play calling. Remember how then we get into it over Coach Tomlin and players.
Right.
This is on the coaching because why, again, y'all ran him the whole first half. Why do they always abandon the run? That's why you got the king there to run the ball.
Now, nobody can accuse the Titans of ever doing that. We ran him down 30.
Y'all ran his ass into the ground, literally, and then drug him with a broke foot.
No, he actually drug us because he drug us kicking and screaming to the AFC Championship game.
Damn, come on. Shit.
He was like the State Farm commercial when he was pulling that living room. Hey, he drug us. We was like, Henry. So, y'all, I was really sad for Derrick Henry. I hate the Ravens by nature because of our rivalry in the playoffs, but I wanted him to win that Super Bowl. I do hate the Ravens. I'll make no bones about that. I've been hating them since Ray Lewis stabbed that man in the alley. Where's the white suit, Ray?
I'm about to roll off this exercise ball.
Where's the white suit, Ray?
Where that damn suit at, Ray?
But to your point, and to wrap that up, and then we'll get into the previews. I do agree. I think that Detroit, y'all missed a golden opportunity. Football doesn't allow you to do this twice or 3 or 4 times. Last year, you up 17 on San Francisco. You start getting cute, trying to go for it on 4th down, disrespecting them out there in Santa Clara, and they walked your ass down. Like, y'all, Tasha, you remember that game. They started getting a little disrespectful in the 3rd and 4th quarter.
Y'all know, because I'm 2 hours behind everyone. So, on Central Time, I actually fell asleep on the game.
Bye, Tasha.
And then
when anybody want me to send them the link so I can let them on the show?
And then when I woke up, because remember because when I woke up, Mike had been sending me messages. And when I woke up, it was like the second half, like the 4th quarter. It was probably like 7 minutes left in the 4th quarter when I woke up.
You kick 2 field goals instead of trying to be cute, and you go on to the Super Bowl. Now, this year, what happened, Tasha? Washington, right, him. He was really bad. But Washington pulled a Detroit on Detroit. They were going for it on 4th down when they could kick field goals and stomped them out. This should be a great championship.
I'm just happy that the kid Jaden Daniels is out there doing good, even though I said, and I still stand by this, that I did not think that he should have won the Heisman. That's college.
Right,
but college. There were talks about him or Caleb Williams being, the first quarterback off the board. You can't really say, Caleb is crappy. His play looks like it, but again, he doesn't have a decent coach. Caleb has a very good coach trying to tell him what to do. Well, telling him what to do along with his skill set that is allowing him to go out there and perform like that. And I think the Commanders, they got a good coach. Mm-hmm. And I think they actually see the light at the end of the tunnel. So they're going to go out. They're going to go out there and play there. And like I said, the quarterback is YOLO. They're going to get you a 4th down conversion. Right. If nothing else, they're going to connect on a 4th and 27.
I was hearing, didn't they do that against the Bears? Literally, didn't they do that against the Bears?
Did they do it against the Cowboys too? Okay.
They did it against the Cowboys too. You are right. But the Cowboys came back and won that game with a kickoff return for a touchdown. I digress. So let's go into Sunday's matchup since we're talking about Jaden Daniels. We have 2 opposing trends that are going to come to a head. Now, in the salary cap era, Tasha, no quarterback has ever lost their first Super Bowl appearance and then gone back. None. Jalen Hurts could be the first one to do that tomorrow. Lose his first time against Kansas City and then go back. Then we have Jaden Daniels on the other side of the field. There's never been a rookie quarterback to lead their team to the Super Bowl. Which trend gets broken tomorrow, Tasha? I know, this one is crazy.
I hate black on black crime.
Yes.
Oh my God. I don't know. Jalen's knee is bothering me, but out of all 4 teams left, I trust the Eagles defense more. They have the best remaining defense out of all 4 of the teams available. And I think that's going to be the difference. Sorry, Jarrell. I think the Eagles are going to go back.
I do too. I was trying to, and good morning to you, Melanie. Thank you for stopping in, and have a safe and fun afternoon and Saturday. Tasha, I've been going back and forth. I'm going to use one of your words. I've been vacillating back and forth on this one. Jaden came through for us because we picked them to upset the Lions.
Yeah.
In the dome. We said that he was going to get it done because of what you said, a YOLO quarterback. There's nothing more dangerous than a YOLO quarterback. They beat Washington. They beat the Eagles earlier in the year. I think the Eagles are 14-1 since October, and that one loss was to Washington. Mm-hmm. You have confidence in the defense with Jalen Carter and Darius Slay and those 2 rookies they have on the back end.
Jalen Carter is out of this world.
He's past Jeffrey Simmons.
What, man, the defense gods just opened up their hands in that
Yes.
draft. He just fell
Yes.
right into him.
Yes, they the Eagles, that was their only missing component, was a leaky pass defense. That's what undid them against Tampa Bay in the playoffs last year. Now, Denise says she loves JD, but he's young. Emphasis on young. The Eagles and Jalen need this. Jalen Hurts, you don't win this game, they're gonna run your ass out of Philly. They're already saying that Saquon is carrying you.
Yep.
You got AJ reading books. Now you know how AJ left Tennessee. AJ will go kicking and screaming too.
AJ is petty.
He really is. But Saquon has done nothing for me to think that he won't do it against Washington too.
Exactly.
He's done it against everybody. So, wait a minute. Lionel Richie going to the Super Bowl. Who's Lionel Richie? Oh, the Commanders. Oh, the Commodores. Okay, I got you.
Sail on. Okay.
Now, had anybody ever noticed the shade that Lionel Richie did back in the early 80s, mid 80s, with that video, Hello? Is it me you're looking for? And the girl was blind in the video.
Oh, I just thought.
Is it me you're looking for? You know she can't see.
And he said, I can see it in your eyes.
What can you see? Mud? See blind Bartimaeus?
Bye. I'm rolling on out.
What, Lionel Richie?
Oh, let me roll back.
Why you troll that blind girl in that video? Why you do that? Is it me you're looking for? She don't know what she's looking for. That's not.
I'm not saying nothing. Because see, if I'd have said that, if I would have said that, you would have been talking about the power went out and you'd have zapped me.
That was the Lord telling me to raise up off of old man Jerry. She says I'm today years old finding that out. Yeah, she was making the sculpture and with no reference. She couldn't see. What you mean is it me you're looking for? She's looking for Jesus. Some mud.
Why is it mud?
My tree stole us the logo. Lionel Richie, you was wrong for that. Like you was wrong. Yeah, see, Mama getting us back on track. Thank you, AP. She says, agreed, the Commanders are going all the way. If the Mama call him Clay, I'm gonna call him Clay. I'm gonna go with Washington as well. So I'm gonna take me a victory Monday picture, just like Soul on Sports and his son. We're going. Closed. Don't we getting off of this.
Stop, Sarah.
We're getting off of this. Okay, all right. Now let's move on to the big boy. Okay, they're both big boys. No disrespect to the Eagles or Washington, but the one with the most storylines is obviously the AFC Championship game that's going down tomorrow evening, 5:30 Central Time on CBS. Buffalo and Kansas City renew their playoff rivalry. Josh Allen is 0-3 against Patrick Mahomes when it counts. Does he get off the snide Sunday evening in Arrowhead?
I hate everything about the Kansas City Chiefs other than our beloved brother Justin. And you know I love Keon Coleman. I would love to see my nephew get to a Super Bowl his rookie year. But they're going to have to come out and play. Because we already know they already making the memes, we're already making the jokes. And another conversation I had, my brother is a truck driver, guys. So we were on the phone for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Keep saying, so you trying to tell me that Kansas City won all these Super Bowls because of bad calls, because the refs? I said, no, that's not what I'm saying. But it seems more poignant this year that they are getting the benefit of BS calls. Let's go back to that Houston game. All those Will Anderson didn't even touch his face, and he got called roughing the passer. The thing that makes the difference is you can do that with any other quarterback in the league. Give them a roughing the passer, give them the 15 yards. Most of the time they're gonna do a 3 and out and they be gone. Mm-hmm. You can't do that against Patrick Mahomes.
Okay.
If you give him another set of downs, he's going to capitalize off of that. It's going to either be a field goal or it's going to be something that he done threw off to Travis Kelce. Right. Pacheco done ran it up the middle. Xavier Worthy done got him a 15, 20 yards to get him in place for something.
Right.
You can't let a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes get those.
Right.
What am I trying to say? Get those
extra opportunities.
extra opportunities, exactly. Whether they're given fair or foul, you got to get him off the field.
Martrice, we're gonna set the over under at 20 on how many times Tony Romo says, "Here we go, Jim."
Tony Romo is, oh my.
He fizzled out quick though. Remember, it was the first couple of games he was like,
I didn't like because rest in peace to one Greg Gumbel who died, was it 2 weeks ago?
yeah.
I didn't like how they put him in there and pushed Greg out. I didn't like that. Now let's just start there.
They did push Greg out. He didn't even get to sit with JB and the boys. He had to go all the way. Get your ass out of here. She says Mahomes will be all the way down. Okay, they're gonna shut him down. AP culture, because I don't know.
Remember what Mike and I said in our group chat?
What y'all say?
If he dies, he dies.
Oh yeah. Now see, let me bring this to the forefront because Tasha like to spill the beans on chat talk. Tasha and Micah of the ilk of somebody going out and being a vigilante and taking out his knees or his spleen or something to get Patrick out the game, y'all.
But we ain't trying to end nobody's career that way. But when he slows up, like he likes to do, for the defender to stop, and then he picks it back up. When he pick it back up, when he slows down, I'm gonna knock his neck loose.
Yeah. Sometimes it may just be worth the 15. But man, Patrick Mahomes, man, he'll sprain his ankle. He'll do a lot of stuff. Yes, make sure you all, as soon as you're done with this, make sure you go right on over on Facebook to Our Take. That's HOUR Take. And we will continue the sports banter there. He is the worst voice they could have put on the mic. I mean, I was sick of him when he was at Dallas. Yeah, RIP. AP, after a couple of hits to Mahomes, it's over for him mentally. Easy to get shook. We shall see. Will this be a Von Miller vintage game? Because
I hope so. Von Miller crazy as hell. He toxic, but man, I love Von Miller.
I love Sheila Hastings. Good morning, Mama Hastings. Love all y'all in the chat. So who are you going with, Tasha? Kansas City, Buffalo?
I'm going for Buffalo.
Mike has chimed in. He says that he has Philadelphia and Buffalo as well. I'm going the complete opposite. I'm going Kansas City and Washington.
Oh, that's some hater vibes right there.
Not hater vibes, but I told y'all in the beginning of the season, I'm taking Kansas City over the field for a three-peat. Partly because partly because, to your point, Tasha, he gets the Brady call now. Tuck rule, anyone?
That the Tuck rule doesn't even exist those calls now.
It sure doesn't. Okay, so wait a minute. We got Buffalo's coming in. We got AP coach of Buffalo, Martrice Hastings, Buffalo. I stand alone with Justin with Kansas City now. I would like to see two new people in the Super Bowl. They're gonna be panning up to Taylor Swift and
I'm tired of it.
I know.
This ain't nothing against Taylor, even though somebody had to remind me of some songs she sung, and they was like, "Do you even know 3 Taylor Swift songs?" And I was like, "No, but I do know 3 Taylor Swift songs." Nothing against Taylor. I'm tired of seeing that.
Me too. My thing is that they're dating. We get it.
They've been dating. It's been over a year.
Right. And we need to see more Sierra at the game. Sierra, bring them kids. I know you got 1,000 kids now. Bring them kids out to the game and
that's his problem. Window. That's why the 2 legs don't work, because the one is working too much.
See?
I know you're not saying no C. I know you're not.
I'm scrambling to get out of that one. All right. You said, damn, he invented the tush push. All right. Okay, so Tasha, let's put a nice little bow on the college football season, because I have a question I'm dying to ask you because of something you put in the chat earlier this week. So, ladies and gentlemen, you see the hat. I'm going to be fair. I'm going to congratulate Martrice Hastings and her Ohio State Buckeyes for winning this year's national championship. No, we're gonna be all right. She's right. Treese, this is your one time to hear it. We're going. Fair, I thought you was gone. Don't tempt her. Don't tempt her. Look at me dropping my script. All right. The Buckeyes won, Tasha. but the ratings came in, and it was a 12% dip over Michigan's championship game with Washington the year before. Tasha, why do you think the viewership was down for this year's national championship?
Because wasn't nobody coming to see Otis.
But Otis, are you talking about Ohio State or are you talking about?
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. I'm not a fan of either one of these schools.
Hate them
I am
both.
a Marcus Freeman fan, so I was rooting for Marcus Freeman solely. Notre Dame is going to have a fan base regardless.
Right.
Back in the day, we always saw people with Notre Dame gear on. They've never been in a conference, no conference affiliation.
Right.
Notre Dame is going to travel. I think it was maybe people just didn't want to see the FIs. I mean, they didn't win the conference championship, which is not their fault because I don't think Oregon was that good anyway. They lucked into it. They didn't beat Michigan, which is supposed to be a staple in that rivalry.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it just was kind of a lackluster because you really didn't have a champion, even though they were a dominant team.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I wasn't that interested in, to be honest, I was not. I think I watched maybe the first quarter and then I kind of started switching around. I was just going back and forth. And then when I thought it was over, I just cut it off completely.
Right. We did the exact same thing. And it was something that you said in the chat early Monday when Mike had kind of alluded to the game. You said, I'm glad you reminded me because I forgot the game was coming on.
I literally forgot the game was coming on.
I'm wondering if it was bad timing because it was inauguration day, MLK day. It was NBA.
I didn't care about no damn inauguration day.
I get that part, Tasha. I'm not baiting you into that conversation. I'm saying there was a lot of other things on that people may have been focused on. But then I was thinking the NBA pushed their games up. They didn't go up against the national championship game. To me, Tasha, I was suffering from CFP fatigue. Like Michigan's last game was November the 30th.
What I'm suffering against is the length of time before the national championship game before the end of the regular season.
Right. That was too long of a
it's too long of a break. No one cares about these little, bowl games that I understand you need that to, to maybe put money into the conferences and whatnot. Nobody cares about those bowl games.
Mm-mm.
I don't even think I watched Michigan's bowl game. I don't think I watched a bowl game. I did watch a little bit of Colorado because I wanted to see how long Shador and Travis were going to play and what they were really going to do. And then when they started looking like crap, I turned it off.
Right. And thank God they did it early so we can get our night back.
So they need to cut that time. Or they need to either cut the time or extend the playoffs to make us want to watch it like the NFL does. And I hate that they put the Pro Bowl in between the Super Bowl. Now, remember back in our day, the Pro Bowl was after the Super Bowl. Right,
where everybody can go over to Hawaii and get them some Pacific Coast babies and leave them over there when the next season starts. AP Coach said it too. After the first quarter, she started channel surfing. Now, Martrice says, I do agree there was too much time up to the game. And here's my thing. Okay, if you're a Michigan fan, we're Michigan fans. Our season was technically over on November the 30th, the win against Ohio State. You know how long we got to stay invested until a January 20th national championship game?
That we have no rooting interest in?
None. As soon as I saw a slither of hope that was all lost, that Notre Dame couldn't pull the upset, I wasn't watching that. I'm not going to watch them run out on the field and throw Gatorade on their coach, Beijing, and have them running all down his damn cheek.
We both thinking this all that would have been running down.
Tears of a clown looking ass. I wasn't doing that. And Treese, I love you, but you just picked the wrong team. You can come on home. You can come on over to Death Row. We ain't gonna be all in your video dancing and singing. You come to Death Row.
All on people.
Right. You look good in some Amazing Blue, Martrice. All right. So y'all, I know y'all missed it because I've missed it. And we're getting at the time of year where it's time to return a staple of the podcast community. It's called T Sizzle's Top 5.
Oh shoot, I didn't do my top 5.
I know you. Look, the thing is, I don't worry because I got you covered, and you can just bounce off me. So, Jay Daniels, rookie quarterback of the Commanders, is
I
having
forgot.
a world-class year. Well, let's see how you do with your memory here. Now, he's having a world-class year, one of the greatest rookie seasons of all time. But does he make T. Sissel's top 5 rookie seasons of all time? No, she says, I'm good. No, you ain't good. You can go from good to great. You can come on over to us and be great. You can go to great. She didn't LOL that or nothing. She meant that. She was like, nah, I'm good. So top rookie seasons of all time. I got a couple I like to shout out. We gotta start with the best. It was 1983 Eric Dixon.
He was
Y'all,
fast.
he had 2,200 scrimmage yards and 20 touchdowns as a rookie. Incredible. We got to go with 1999 Edgerrin James. He had over 2,000 yards. He led the league in rushing and touchdowns and was a first-team All-Pro his rookie season. Now, in the second round, Steve McNair and Eddie George went up there and whooped that ass and went on to the AFC Championship game and subsequently the Super Bowl. But that's another story for another day. Tasha, remember 1998? Randy Moss tore up the league.
Y'all know Florida State is like one of my backup teams. And it just, what I think, what could have been Randy Moss, Peter Warrick, Lavernius Coles. Can y'all imagine?
Right. Hey, shouts out to Peter Warrick and Lavernius Coles. Hey, Lucas Thomas checking in. He says he's got 2 tickets for Bills at Chiefs. If anyone needs them, my wife and I can't make it, so just message me if you need them. We have a mutual friend that's a huge Chiefs fan that I will send this to him and give him your name, Lucas, because
hey,
Justin, where you at?
We be gassing up the peso heading to Detroit. Gassing the peso call, we headed to Detroit. We be on our way to Kansas City right now.
Right. So, Thomas, we will put the word out for you. And that is must-see TV. If you can get there in person, even better. And my last one, Tasha, is 1999 Javon Curse. Now, yes, I'm being a homer, but he broke the rookie sack record at 14 and a half sacks. Remember that, Tasha? I was sitting in the stands freezing my tush push off. And when he sacked the Atlanta Falcons quarterback, he got up and did the record break. Then he broke it over his knee. And then all of us went crazy like Michael Jackson was performing in Bucharest.
Not Bucharest.
You know, one of them places where they be falling out and stuff. Yeah, Shamika, remember that? Wow, Shamika's not saying nothing bad about the Titans. Let's log off now. Let's quit while we're ahead. Tasha, is there any that I may have missed? Does Jaden Daniels make your top 5?
For what they were before he got there, yes. I also have to remember Dan Marino.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, my mom used to date a guy who was a Dolphins fan.
I thought you were going to say Dan Marino.
It was always like a Dan Marino theme going on. And I'm going back to old Lamar again, too. Lamar came in for Flacco. And he won the rest of the games and got them to the playoffs. And he was the 32nd pick that nobody wanted.
He did. All right. Well, good stuff by you. As we close the show, I want to do a shout out. Tasha, you want to go first? Shout out.
No, go ahead. I'll be forgetting my shout outs.
Okay. Well, I just want to give a shout out to the city of Nashville and the students and parents of students at Antioch High School for the tragic event that happened earlier this week. And to all of you, because a lot of you all have kids that are in high school, and my heart goes out to y'all. I know that was a scary, scary thing to happen so close to home in Nashville. Thoughts and prayers out to everybody involved. And to all of you out there who have children in school, thoughts and prayers for covering, for grace, and you're in our thoughts and prayers here. Tasha.
What I do want to add on to that, thoughts and prayers are not enough. And y'all know I don't mind going political. I know it makes the hair on the back of Paul's neck stand up because he don't know what's going to come out of my mouth.
Not today.
We down here in the Dominican Republic, I made a post of a security guard in Wendy's, and he had a whole like a gun draped on the back of his back.
I saw that.
No safety, no nothing. They have no gun safety nor gun regulations down here, but you know what they don't have? Mass shootings.
We cornered the market on that here.
So I kind of piggyback off of Paul. Shouts out not shouts out, sending sympathy, because I'm tired of sending thoughts and prayers, sending sympathy to the family of the young lady who was killed. And even sometimes, you got to pray for the family of the young man who did it, because we don't know what, we still don't know what was going on in their family, or if he was troubled. We don't know, but they're still going to need, sympathy and uplifting as well. But other than that, I don't have any shout outs. Oh, shouts out to my boy Lance. He's on his way to Dubai. He sent me a message and he said, tell everybody I said hello. He lives down here. He's one of the guys I go out and drink wine with, because he's a wine connoisseur. He's one of them dudes from Detroit that wear a full-length mink coat. That's
okay. My Detroit players in the Pink Gators. Now, Shamika says, shout out to y'all for continuing to create amazing, relevant content. Thank you, Shamika. And shout out to the Goon Squad, because y'all are the show. Y'all pretty much dictate where we go next. So shout out to each and every one of you. Tasha, take us home.
Vamos Azul. Pasa buen día.
Peace. Sorry about the power outage.